Let's take a look at the yesterday's daily lead code question. It's an medium one. It's called as find all possible recipes from given supplies. We are given a string array recipes and a 2D string array ingredients. The ith recipe has the name recipes of I, and you can create it if you have all the needed ingredients from ingredients of I. A recipe can also be an ingredient for the recipe. That is, ingredients of I may contain a string that is in recipe. Okay. So we will be given a recipes array and an ingredients array and supplies array. We have to output what we can make from these ingredients and supplies. And we can reuse a recipe for other recipe. Here we will return a list of all the recipe that we can create. You may return the answer in any order. Note that the two recipe may contain each other in their ingredient. Okay. Constraint is n will be length of recipe and length of our ingredients. One n is 1 to 100. One is ingredients of I dot length and supplies dot length will be 1 to 100. Then recipes of I, ingredients I and j, supplies k consist only of lowercase English letters. All the values recipes combined are unique. Supplies will be unique. Each ingredients of I does not contain any duplicate value. Here, in example 2, we are given bread and sandwich as recipe, and for ingredients we are given yeast and flour, bread and meat. And supplies is yeast, flour, and meat. So for bread, we can make bread and sandwich here, right? Because sandwich will require bread and meat, right? And bread is also bread is already there, so we can reuse our bread for a sandwich. So we'll output bread and sandwich here. And for our third example, we are given bread, sandwich, and burger, yeast, flour, bread, meat, and for last burger, sandwich, meat, and bread. So we can make all three, right? So for recipes we have bread and sandwich. For ingredients, for bread we will require flour, yeast, and flour. For sandwich we will require bread and meat. For supplies we have yeast. Supplies we have yeast, flour, and meat. Here. Now we'll check for our bread and sandwich recipe. We mark our indexes here 0 and 1. And pointer I pointer here on our bread, and on sandwich we pointer j pointer here. Now we check for our bread. It will require yeast and flour. In our supplies we already have yeast and flour, so it will be possible to make a bread. So we'll save in this result here and make a boolean table to store true and false value for our bread. We mark indexes 0 and 1, so it will be true as we already have gotten our ingredients. And then we move to our j pointer that which has sandwich, so it will require bread and meat. So in the question we were told that we can reuse our recipes as a supply. So as we have already checked for our bread here, we'll store bread in our supplies here, and now we know that bread and meat are already in the supplies, so it will be possible to make a sandwich. We'll mark this as true and save in our result. So this will be with output. And in case the sandwich was in place of bread and bread was in place of sandwich here, so we won't have bread this time, sandwich and bread here. We have just reversed the order in our recipe here. So now when we check, we will have to mark this as false for our sandwich because we don't have a supply, bread as a supply. So we mark this as false. So we not be in our result here this time. And then we check for bread. Bread we can make because we have both the ingredients this time. So we mark this as true and save this in our result. Now again we backtrack and iterate again uh, with our pointers here, and this time it will be true because we have bread here. We'll output bread and sandwich. Like this. Now we start our code part. We'll do this with brute force approach here. Firstly, define our n. N is number of recipes. N is recipes dot length. We define our result here in a string. Array list. We initialize the number of supplies that are available in our given in a set string. Give st here string as set array dot tag list our supplies right here. Now we save our recipes that are already cooked here in our boolean as true and false. Boolean cooked equals new boolean cooked, and now initialize this count with 0. Oh, and sorry. Now we'll keep trying to cook these recipes until we can't cook anymore. So we use like while loop here. Count is greater than 0, then we'll initialize previous count. Count here. We break this if loop gets stuck here. So int j equals to 0, j less than n, j plus plus. Now we'll give condition if cook is j, then we'll continue, otherwise we'll break. Because it's already cooked, so we'll continue, otherwise, and mark our boolean also. And cook is to true. Now we'll check if our ingredients are available or not. For string ingredient extends ingredient dot add DIE get j. Now if our set is not contains our ingredient, we'll break and mark our when cook as false. If set dot contains our ingredient will input will be false and will break. Now if can cook, now we'll are marking our recipes as cooked here. That will add recipes of J, and result will also add our recipes of J. Now cooked J will be true and count will be decremented. And as we are checking this, now this there is edge case here. If we want to stop this continue as an infinite loop, so we give a condition here, because no recipe will be cooked in this iteration, so we'll break. This will avoid an infinite loop. Previous count is equal to our count will break, and now we return our result here. Return our result here. Stat unit. We will start over an expression. String result equals array list. Nice. This will be new. Can also edit it. Your complexity here will be O1, I think. There are two ingredients here. While loop has the first case time complexity of O(n) and is number of recipe inside code will iterate through each recipe O(n). Iterate through each recipe M, and M is number of ingredients. For storing cooked recipe, or for storing the supplies. Complexity will be O(n), NM, and species O(n).